Working at the Hope Center, I get the privilege of serving students and families in the community. I get excited when kids have that moment when they feel like they can just be themselves, but also when they know that they're loved and supported. I was introduced to Kids Across America in 2014. I was a freshman at Mizzou. When I came to camp in 2014, like I said, I was raised in the church, but I feel like I really established a relationship with the Lord when I came in 2014. My mom was diagnosed with cancer when I was about 8 years old. And me and my mom, that was my girl. So 2016 was a year for the books. And my friends took me on a birthday trip to St. Louis. And when we got back from St. Louis, I had a text message that said, "Hey, I'm sorry for your loss." So I naturally assumed that it was my mom, but it turned out it was my 19-year-old brother. He had a blood clot that traveled to his heart. And then my mom wasn't as strong enough to handle it. It turned out that her cancer was a lot worse than we even knew. And 3 months later, she had a heart attack and her heart failed. And she also passed away. And we buried them literally 3 months apart. So I went to camp 2 weeks later. I just wasn't the same Fee that everybody knew. I was distant. It was difficult to vocalize how much it hurt because I didn't want to disrespect God. I didn't want to disrespect the Lord and tell him how he hurt me. I felt like, believers go through things. This is life, so I just had to suck it up. And while I do strive to keep going, it doesn't look like you have to be strong 100% of the time. And my mom can never be replaced, but I'm grateful that she raised me to know when you're loved. So walking through that, starting the grieving process later on at camp with people who are family, really helped me to realize where I was and to admit where I was at the time, because I think that was the hardest part, is admitting that, no, I'm actually not okay. And so some days it hurts still. It feels very raw, it feels very new. But they don't last as days, they more so last now as moments. Serving alongside so many great people at the Hope Center, I get to serve students who have different stories that are great, stories that are challenging, stories that make them who they are. In the 2.5 summers that I served as a counselor, I just got on students' level and was able to say, hey, what's really going on? Obviously this happened right now, but what are you bringing to camp that is causing you to respond this way? And I feel the same here. Obviously you feel this way today, but what happened at school or what's really going on? I just want kids to know that they are people just like we are. And even if they're going through things, that they still can experience love in a way that's honoring them and who they are in Christ. So